What's up, everyone, and happy Monday. Happy start of a new week. Honestly, this weekend was an interesting weekend for me. I didn't really do too much, but I felt very like not rest. Like I felt like I didn't receive enough rest, which is weird because normally when I have weekends to myself, of course you guys know by now, like I like to make sure that I'm resting, getting my life together. Really the only productive thing that I felt like I did, other than on Saturday I worked out, but I did my hair. And so yeah. I I don't know. This weekend was kind of weird for me, but weekends like this, or really any moment in my life that I feel like I came to a place of complacency, or where I'm just not being productive or moving forward with the things that I have to do. I always want to make sure that I'm reflecting on those times, because it's not like by happenstance that I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. Like, obviously God is calling me and trying to focus my attention in a certain area, and whether it's me blatantly ignoring it, which I don't think that's the situation now, or just missing it. Sometimes you can just be clueless. Sometimes God is literally screaming at you, and you're just like, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" But regardless, I just need to focus my attention better so that I can become more productive, even if I have weekends of rest, because there is a lot of productivity that can happen during your rest moments, and you want to make sure that you understand, what those moments are. Obviously, that has nothing to do with our goal focus for this week. So let's get right into it. As always, God is blessing us. He's always going to be blessing us. We are on our third week of our goal focus for the month, which is to be fruitful. And so if you're just now tuning in, you came in at a great moment, because I'm going to do a quick recap, and then we're going to talk about, what we're going to focus on this week. So the first week we talked about what our fruit was. And so we identified that to be fruitful means that you're producing something, or you're fertile in some area. And that doesn't just mean like having kids. It could mean that, but it also means like just being productive and producing something. So at the end of the day, when you go to the grave, you left something in this world that someone else can, adopt or feel, or, carry on in their lives. So that could be children, that could be businesses, organizations, ministries, but it could also be the intangible things, which we talked about a little bit too. So it could be feelings of love, peace, joy. So whatever your legacy is. Oh, good word for that. Whatever your legacy was, with like different feelings, things that are intangible, those can also be your fruit as well. And so the first week we talked about, the difference between your fertile season, or the difference between being in season and not in season, and how you can still be fruitful even though you may not be in season. Even though it may be your non-fruit bearing season, you can still be fruitful. Okay, there's still work that needs to be done so that when it's time to bear your fruit, you're bearing fruit that is useful to yourself and others. Last week we talked about laboring our fruit, so really working hard to get the best produce available. And I'm talking a lot in terms of like food and stuff like that, but it's easy. I mean, fruit physically, when you think of fruit, you're thinking of like actual fruit, like apples and stuff like that. But our fruit is going to be the things that we're producing, and unless someone has something to tell me, we're not producing fruit. Anyway, so last week we talked about laboring our fruit and making sure that we're working hard, whether it's in season or out of season. We're working hard to make sure that the fruit that we are producing is good fruit, number one, and it's also fruit that can be used. Okay, fruit that can that won't be bad fruit, I guess. I don't know another way to say that. But so yeah, that's what we talked about last week. This week, our focus is on multiplying our fruit. Okay, multiplying our fruit. What are the different ways and the different things that we can do to make sure that we're multiplying our fruit? Because again, I think I said it, I went live this past Saturday, and I think I said it then, but when you are bearing fruit, I'll say that way. When you are bearing fruit or producing fruit, it should not be a one and done type of thing. Okay, even if you have one fruit. So for example, even if you have one child, that technically is your fruit. Even if you have one child, your child should adopt some things in you, or should possess some things in you that they can carry on to either their children or their families or their friends, their jobs, things like that. So your fruit should not be a one and done. What you produce should not, it shouldn't be that you produced it once and then all of a sudden it shrivels up and dies. We want to make sure that we are doing things to multiply our fruit so that we can see an increase, okay? Because actually multiply and increase, they're kind of synonymous, all right? So this week, that's what we're going to talk about. Today, I honestly just wanted to do that recap and then make sure that we understood what it means to multiply or to increase. As always, we always start off with our definitions because it's very important. Sometimes you think you know the definition of a word, and then you look it up and you were either completely wrong or you can understand better what that word means. So to increase or to multiply means that you're making something greater in either amounts, size, intensity, which that's a good one too, intensity or degree. So when we're thinking about multiplying or increasing our fruit, we're thinking about how we can make it greater, or how we can how it can become greater in size, amount, intensity, and degree. So make sure you're thinking about that for these next couple of days. Wednesday, we'll jump right back into where we left off and just talk about the different ways that we can multiply our fruit, and then of course why we want to multiply fruit. We'll talk about that a little bit too. So hope everyone has a great rest of their day today and a fabulous Tuesday, and I will talk to you guys again on Wednesday. Bye.